Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's time again for another episode of OC Spotlight. The one show, the only show that shows you the most amazing things going around town these days and the people putting them on. And today, well, have we got a show for you today? Kind of unexpected, but kind of excited. Something we've been waiting for a long time. We've got the mayor of Huntington Beach on, Mayor Kim Carr, here to tell us about how they are reopening in a grand way this 4th of July weekend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here.
So I just want to thank, and we have Chris sitting in on us too. Chris is what? He's explain Chris here too. Chris is staring at like, why am I on the camera here?
Chris, introduce yourself.
Sure, my name is Chris Cole. I'm the Facilities and Events Manager department here with the City of Huntington.
He disappeared. We shocked him there.
On us.
I don't know what's going on here. Well,
I don't know either.
He's got a lot of work to do if he can get back here.
That's right. Well, he's got a 4th of July parade to produce for us.
So Mayor Carr, come on. We've been in isolation for a year. I'm still scared to take my mask off. I'm still not sure what's coming. And you guys are throwing the biggest party in Southern California this weekend.
Well, we do have quite a few events planned this weekend, and I hope that you go ahead and get your vaccine. And
I'm fully vaccinated. Yes, I am.
There you go. There you go. And I encourage everyone to get vaccinated. And so we are really excited to be able to host this event in Huntington Beach. You know, last year it was sorely missed, and we had to make a lot of modifications to our normal grand 4th of July parade. But this year, we have a bunch of events planned that we feel will be safe and that will be able to engage the community and allow visitors to come to Huntington Beach to celebrate everything that we love so much about Surf City, but do it in a safe way, but most importantly, be responsible. And so we have our police department will be in full deployment this weekend.
Okay.
And
no craziness, and I can guess sometimes it gets a little wild in Huntington Beach or whatever, you know.
You know what? We're no different than any beach city in Southern California.
The key word is beach city. Yeah, you're a little different than other cities, but you're no different than any beach city. Beaches are a little wild and crazy here. So before we go into all that, we're going to go through everything. And we'll bring Chris back on, and he can tell us, you know, what's happening and when.
Chris.
Welcome back. There he goes. He was so shocked that we talked to him here. So here's what I want to ask, and I ask this in all sincerity because we've been shut down for a year, and on the one hand, we are hungry for human contact. We can't wait to get out again here. But on the other hand, hey, I'm a man of a certain age. I'm still a little nervous. Is it really safe? They say it is. I could take my mask off. I'm vaccinated. But, you know, are people ready to reemerge, or they can't wait? What do you think?
Well, I think it's important that we follow the data and the science, and
absolutely.
Nobody is forcing anything upon anyone here. And if people are not comfortable coming out and being a part of this celebration, that's totally understandable. And I know that I still have some reservations about doing certain activities.
Yeah, right.
And so I think that's completely natural. What I do love about the events that we're hosting here in Huntington Beach are they're outdoors, particularly with
that's a big plus, because even during the darkest times, they said, you know, you could eat outdoors, you could do everything. The bug blows away, you're less likely to spread it and that kind of stuff here.
Right. I mean, the more that we learn about COVID-19, the more information, the better we can adjust and adapt accordingly. But what I really like so much about the events that we're doing is it was thoughtful and kept a lot of what people's concerns were in mind when planning them. So everything from the 5K, which allows people to start when they want to start. And I am a wannabe runner. I try to be a runner.
Yes, right.
You know, not quite.
I say I'm a runner, but I'm not a runner.
A wannabe runner is what I call
Chris
myself.
Is a runner. That's why he's tired. He's been running all day.
He's much more athletic than I am. But, you know, one time I used to run quite a bit. But nevertheless, with our 5K, I mean, you have the option of starting when you want to start versus being in that big pack and all starting together.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, there's an adjustment, because one of the things we've been noting on the station since the beginning, how things have had to change and how things are going to continue to change. I'm not sure we've really figured out what everybody came to call the new normal. Everybody hated that name. But, what is it going to look like on the other side? So, for example, I'm assuming where I go now, everybody's taking their mask off. But sometimes I still put mine on. I'm a good Irish Catholic. I go to church. Maybe I'll still. And I was 3 weeks ago, we all had the mask on. Last Sunday, I think I was the only one that had the mask on. So everybody's adapting. I think people are ready to rip the thing off and do it. But again, you're emphasizing safe, comfortable, work at your own pace. There's no right or wrong answer to this. Some are going to emerge slowly. Some are going to emerge full tilt, ready to roar. But we're gonna throw the celebration. So my question is this, Mayor. Many cities said, you know what? Let's wait. Let's wait one more year. And people groaned. And went, oh, one more year. And part of it was maybe concern. Part of it was, let's just let somebody else do it and see how it goes. And part of it was, hey, we're not ready because we weren't sure 2 months ago where this is. How did you get ready in such a period of time? You weren't planning this for 9 months. You didn't know where we were going to be today. Yeah.
Well, we were actually, we do plan this a year out in advance. And one of the reasons we don't have our traditional Main Street parade is because back in March and April, when we were looking at the numbers, we weren't ready. Nobody really felt comfortable enough to really host a parade that would have 100,000 people gathered around.
And you got to commit and buy banners and do things, and maybe the bug would come back, and maybe we'd be caught holding a bunch of stuff we can't use. That was a big risk, a financial risk too, to do this.
Well, absolutely, and to find the sponsors who would be willing to commit to that sort of investment. So, with that in mind, the types of activities that we have, we felt were very COVID safe. Everything from the 5K to the fireworks off the pier. And keep in mind, we have 10 miles of beach. So,
spectacular beach.
You have
unbelievable
a lot of
beach. Yeah.
to spread out and enjoy the fireworks. And the same thing with the festival downtown. It's outdoors. And if you look at what is going around Orange County, we see the return of the Orange County Fair.
Yes, we had them on last week. Limited attendance, though, not full bore yet, but absolutely doing the fair again. We had the executive director on the other day, or last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're doing their concerts. And
concerts,
so,
yeah.
As far as I know, the concerts aren't limited capacity because I've already bought tickets to 2 shows. And so,
okay. All right.
I mean, I'm excited to go back to the fair, but the same thing with the Sawdust Festival. And, we're seeing more and more events, and then lots of concerts are on the horizon in Southern California. So I do see a return to normalcy on some level. And, I encourage people to really get vaccinated. So,
so we can all do this.
My head's not in the sand. I'm very much aware of the Delta variant out there,
right.
But I also think that, this is an appropriate time to open up in a safe way.
I will just say this because it's my show and I get to make my one little spiel. I understand some people say this is overblown. Some people say, no, this was the biggest disaster of our lifetime. Whatever it was, if we'd all just get the vaccine, it would go away. And we could stop worrying about arguing about it. And I know some people say it's dangerous. Some people say it's unnecessary. But if we'd all just do it, the bug would disappear. I don't know why we can't do that. But that's my own opinion.
We've been very pro-vaccine. At least I have been. Yeah. And I know that a lot of the executive team and I truly believe that this is our savior, and that, I encourage people to get the vaccine. We've been hosting multiple vaccination clinics here in Huntington Beach, and we've been an advocate for it. So
any idea where you're at? I know Orange County as a whole doing pretty darn good. I think we're up around 50s, mid 50s or 60s, something like that, ahead of the pack.
I don't have the data for our city specifically, but again, we've done a lot of outreach, whether it's to seniors, whether it's to communities that may have some language barriers or technology issues.
Right.
But we've really been doing our part to make sure that anybody who wants the vaccine is able to get the vaccine.
Good. All right, Chris, we're bringing you back in now. So she tasked you. When did she say go? When did the council say, you know what? The answer is yes.
Right. Well, I think it was about April, end of March, beginning of April, when we really started to look and think about what our strategy would be for this year. And as the mayor had said, we were facing a lot of uncertainty back then. Yeah. And it was a point in time where we really had to start to make some commitments.
And did you groan and say, we do this for a year and you want me to do this in 2 months? Yeah.
It worked out, nicely. And, coming off a rough year last year, it was difficult for us to undertake the concept of really putting on, the 4th of July parade in its traditional format.
Yeah.
This year, we knew that it was skeptical from an audience base, from a sponsor base, and even those who might want to participate. Some of our usual participants were also kind of hesitant to jump on board. So we thought, Huntington Beach, we have this long-standing tradition. This is the 117th year that we're doing something.
Oh my goodness, I didn't
for a
realize
festival. And we're known as, for hosting one of the longest running 4th of July events on this side of the Mississippi. We have an obligation to live up to that for our community, for our visitors, for everyone who has been here or heard about it. And so we were determined that we're going to do something, and what is the right thing to do.
If anybody's going to do it, it's Huntington Beach. They're the ones that are going to go forward. They're on the cutting edge. They're either crazy enough or confident enough or both to pull this whole trick off here. All right, so what are we going to see this week? And I know in years gone by, you probably scaled back some of it, but it doesn't sound like you scaled back a lot of it. You're still doing a parade. You're still doing a 4K. You're still doing fireworks. Talk about some of those things.
Absolutely. So our 4th of July structure is basically built upon 4 major pillars. We have the 4th of July parade. We have the 5K run. We have the festival and the fireworks. And so this year's plan will stand up all those pillars. And
the beer garden. You forgot the beer garden. That's the most important thing for me. A good Irishman here. I got to know where the beer garden is. You can keep the rest of it, but I want to know where the beer garden is. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of those pillars is the festival. It's a 3-day festival that's held at the Huntington Beach Pier. It'll run this year on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of July. Opens up at 11 a.m. each day. And so we have.
And how long does it go? How long is it on for? 11 a.m. to what? See,
Sure,
they're calling for tickets right now. People heard this show. They're calling for tickets right now.
You have a great audience. Are calling in now.
That's where our audience is. They heard it. They're going right there. All right. So what? It starts at 11 and goes to when? This festival?
It goes till 9:30 on the 2nd and the 3rd, and then we'll end.
See, they won't stop calling. The calls are coming in. I'm telling you here.
We'll end it.
You mentioned the beer garden, Paul.
That was it. See, you saw the key word, beer garden. Right. That was it. Yep. 5K didn't do anything. Your beer garden was what motivated the phone to ring. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. The callers distracted me. We have the festival that will run from 11 a.m. To 9 p.m. on the 2nd and 3rd, and the festival will stay open until 9:30 on the 4th of July.
Which is when the fireworks come out. When do the fireworks come out on the 4th of July? 9 o'clock or something, probably?
They will begin at 9 o'clock p.m. and they're shot right off our world famous Huntington Beach Pier. It's such a beautiful scene to see if you haven't ever witnessed it.
Who hasn't been there?
Fireworks explode over the water and glisten off the top like a moonlit bay. This is absolutely wonderful.
Somebody's in the other room calling just to make it appear that the phone's ringing. I know this old trick. I know how this works. I do this all the time here. No, I think it's really people calling in. All right, so here's what we got. About 10 minutes to go in this, and I know we got a lot to get through. So 3-day festival. It starts at 11, goes to what you said, 9, and then on the last, this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday being the 4th, last day, stick around, fireworks, big finale at the pier. Here's the other thing, and here's why I haven't gone to it in a while. It's so many people, I can't even get there. How do we handle, because I think this year, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's still too many doubters and hesitant people, but I think we are so hungry to reemerge from our hibernation. And I think to be outside and to celebrate 4th of July, we're here, we made it, hooray. I think you're going to have a huge turnout, maybe one of your biggest. Now, maybe I don't want to scare people away, but I'm a little scared. How do I get there? How do I find parking? How do I get in?
Mm-hmm. Well, I could say that we have some great parking options. And yes, it's one of our highest demand days of the year. But we have some expansive beachfront parking that's along Pacific Coast Highway. We have 4 parking structures in the downtown area. I think the real key to it is to kind of get here early. I think that people who want to come this year will have a bit of an advantage because we don't have our traditional parade that brings a huge influx early in the day.
That's true.
So it should kind of slowly build. We usually see a big start right at 5 a.m. when our parking lot's open. Those people are the claim stakers who want to claim a nice fire pit, a nice spot on the beach. But we do see some turnover all throughout the day in that parking lot. So not to be discouraged that it will be impossible, but it is good just to plan early and get down here.
And there's certainly enough to do there all day long. All right, Mayor, Are you ready? Is it going to be out of control? Is it going to be chaos? Are we going to be reading about it in the national news here the next day? I mean, you really want to do this? Come on, I'm giving you your last chance to think about
Well,
it here.
I know, Paul. I'm going to encourage you to come down, and if you happen to show up to the beer garden, I'll buy you a beer.
Okay, all right, I'm holding you for that. It got to be an Irish beer, though. I don't know if you have any good
I think
Irish.
we can make that happen because we're going to have a lot of craft beers, a lot of nice
Yeah.
wines available, food trucks. But then also, I like to tell people too, this is a great day to ride your bike. And for those in Huntington Beach, it's almost as if bikes have taken over all the roads on the 4th of July.
They
It's
really have. We do a show. We just
in Amsterdam or something on the 4th of July.
we
in
just
Huntington.
started a show here, and again, we're mostly a business channel, and we just started a show sponsored by Pedigo e-bikes, which is right near you in Huntington Valley, one of the biggest in the country. They have stores all over the place.
Are just huge right now.
And how many people my age particularly who've never been on a bike are suddenly picking it everywhere I go. Kids love them because they can go fast. Adults love them because they don't have to pedal as hard. And I'm telling you, there is an e-bike revolution. So I think you're going to be ready for some e-bikes all of it. Maybe regular bikes too, but I think you're going to have an e-bike revolution in your hands there.
I think we're going to be inundated with e-bikes on the 4th of July, no doubt. But
I think so.
As far as us being ready, as I said, our police department is in full deployment this weekend, and we really want to encourage people to come. We want all the residents and visitors to come, but we also want to be mindful, be responsible, and just to let people know, if things start to get out of hand, the police department is not going to settle. They have a zero tolerance for any kind of destructive or illegal.
We don't need drunk and disorder. We don't need fights. We don't need chaos.
Exactly.
We don't need anything that can happen.
Tolerated in Huntington Beach. So, we have zero tolerance for that type of behavior. But quite honestly, I think the way that Chris and his team have set this up, it's very family friendly. There's a lot to do, everything from the Ferris wheel to a giant slide.
There you go. How cool is that?
Like the food trucks, the fact that we have.
Do you have something winding through the downtown? I thought not a parade, but you have like car parade or something. You have something else going on, or did I misread that? Have you got something else?
No, there's the caravan parade that we have the 3 different caravan parades that go throughout the city on the 4th of July, and that kicks off at 8 a.m. So I'm riding in the Central Parade, and then there's other council members and elected officials.
Chris will be there at the front of the parade. We're going to see him waving to everybody.
I hope so. Chris is going to be in the back. He's going to be like, making sure everything's perfect. But I know that Supervisor Katrina Foley, she's going to be riding in one of the...
Katrina Foley, we had her on one of our shows a couple of months ago, obviously, now elevated to...
Congresswoman Michelle Steele will be part of the parade. So we have lots of dignitaries that are going to be participating. And then we have like some fun cars. And Chris, why don't you tell Paul some of the cool cars, like the Ghostbusters Mobile and all the other cool cars that we have.
He's got to look them up. There's so many.
He knows them all. I don't know them off the top of my head. I know it was Ghostbusters.
Got some movie cars and some other things here.
We have Lightning McQueen will be there.
Oh, my grandson will love that.
Herbie the Love Bug.
Oh, I'll love that.
We also have the Pizza Planet car from the animated movie Toy Story.
Okay.
We have Jurassic Park.
The whole Jurassic Park's coming down. All the dinosaurs will be there. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be.
But one thing that really is interesting that came on recently is that there's a new movie coming out with Chris Pratt, and that Amazon will be promoting. So in one of the segments of our parade, we'll have a gigantic military transporter with an animated alien off the back of it. So it's a really fun thing. I think that the kids and adults who like.
All right, you got me coming. The beer garden, and now I get to see an animated, military vehicle here.
And we will park it at the pier after the parade. So if you want to come down and check it out after the parade, you can see it at the pier.
Well, I congratulate you for doing this. I think it is, there's always a risk in being the first. But who else Orange County could lead the way but Huntington Beach here? I can't imagine anybody else taking that role. And I think you're ready for it. You've done it so many years. You know this better than anybody else. It's outdoors. It's dispersed. It's throughout the day, all weekend. No reason people shouldn't come by and check it out. How do they get tickets? What's it cost? Where, when? Is it just free? I just show up? Or what's it cost?
Well, most all the activities are for free. Things like the amusement rides will be a pay per participation. The food trucks are pay at the food trucks. There's an admission for the beer garden.
My first beer is free, though. I know that now. Here. Okay, so all right.
That is true. That is true, Paul. You just text me. The first beer is free.
First one's free. All right. Okay. But other
There's
than that,
also some VIP seating that's available that you can purchase a seat right on the Huntington Beach Pier. And then also the beer garden and the festival will transform into another VIP area where you can actually go in, buy a ticket, enjoy a few beverages while you watch the fireworks overhead.
okay. Well, next year I want to be in the parade. I want a little OC Talk Radio. We'll bring our little OC Talk Radio mobile or something here. And we've got some crazy things, or we'll get one of our sponsors like Pedigo to come and ride along here. Thank you so much for doing this. It's a brave move. It's a fun move. It's something we've been waiting for. It's kind of the signal that we made it, don't you think? Maybe we hadn't made it all the way through, but we've made it. You know, a year ago, we weren't sure if we were going to make it. We were all kind of scared and nervous and upset and confused and not sure what was going to come next and how long and when and where. I think the fact that you guys are putting on a marker and saying, this is it. It begins now. Huntington Beach is back in a big way. All right, so give us again how do I find information? Must be a website, someplace to go and get all this stuff here.
Yeah.
Who wants to throw that out? The mayor, does the mayor know it?
No, I'm trying to remember. It's hb4thofjuly.com, I believe.
It's hb4thofjuly.org, and that's with the number 4, hb4thofjuly.org. You can see all the information about parking, the VIP experience tickets, schedules, lineups, everything you need to know about Huntington Beach 4th of July is on the website.
So say it again. Give it to me one more time so I don't screw it up.
It's HB
for Huntington Beach
4th of July
with the number 4.
With the number 4.
HB number 4th.
Yeah.
.org. All right. Well, we'll be there. I'll be wearing my orange shirt somewhere here. You'll see me here, the old Irishman in the orange shirt here, running around trying to feel alive again here. I'm going to bring my family. I'm going to encourage my friends to come. And again, be safe, be smart. I'm vaccinated. That gives me a lot of confidence to go do this stuff here. I'm not going to get crazy or wild. Let's keep this, let's make this the beginning, not the end. Let's make this the start of something good, of all us coming together and coming out again here at this weekend's Huntington Beach 4th of July celebration. Thanks so much for coming on today here. Okay.
Thank you so much, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right.
See you this weekend.
Well, there you have it. It's coming back in a big way, and we're going to be part of it, bringing you exactly what's happening here in Orange County as our special edition of the OC Spotlight. Brought to you by Orange County's only community radio station, OCTalkRadio.biz. Streaming live from the University of California, Irvine's Beal Applied Innovation Center.